I found I was expecting a child, I had so many dreams for him. And when I looked into my baby's eyes for the first time, I was completely filled with love. There was this tug in my heart that was really like nothing I'd felt before. It was overpowering almost. But I didn't know where that love would take me. I didn't know what was in store back then. I didn't know that loving my baby would take me to the very depths of despair and heartbreak. And all hope would seem gone and dreams shattered. Rex was 4.5 months old, and we learned he was blind. And as shattering as that was, it was just the beginning, because there were complications.
Rex was born with a huge cyst in his brain, and at 4 months, doctors discovered he was blind. Over the next few years, the news got worse and worse. Rex didn't learn to walk, or talk, or eat solid food. And he developed autistic-like symptoms.
I know you don't want to, but you need to pick it up.
No.
Yes.
Including hypersensitivity in his hands.
Can you pick it up?
No. No.
He'd scream if you made him touch anything. It was the same thing with sounds. Things like light switches, doors closing, running water. The daily sounds that the rest of us don't even hear would make him scream, and like his brain was a mass of chaos. Autistic. That was the word that surfaced from specialists to describe what was going on, but I didn't want to believe that. I think I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown myself, and so I knew I needed to get help, and I didn't know then that that would take me looking for God. There was no one else. At the time, my husband had left. Friends, family, couldn't understand what I was living with Rex. It was too bizarre, too new for them too. But God got it. He understood. And help came as a gift. A little piano keyboard for Rex's 2nd birthday. That was the beginning of new life. Touching those notes, touching those keys. It was like there was something in the notes that made sense to him in the way nothing else did. Piano, music. This was a new world. Back then, it was like he was living in 2 worlds simultaneously. There was this new fascinating world of notes and melodies. And then there was this world of confinement and dysfunction, where he couldn't walk, couldn't talk, he could barely get through his days. But there was something in the music that cut into that world, and it gave him creativity. It gave him a joy-filled center, and you'd hear his laugh. Oh, that laugh. As much as he could scream and pierce your ears, that laugh, I don't think I've ever heard a sound as pure as that. I think it's the single most joyous sound I've ever heard. First came the laughter, then came miracles, a whole series of them. Imagine floppy spaghetti legs suddenly running, or Rex's voice speaking, breaking the chains of his silence. Mama, I love you, Mommy. It all came from the music. Imagine a 5-year-old blind boy playing a whole Bach aria after hearing it only one time, hundreds of notes. How could he do it? How could he do it? In writing this book, I knew that I needed to just let go and let it be God's story, as told through a mother and son, as lived through a mother and son. Because that's what it was. It's a journey with its highs, lows, twists, turns, struggles, trials, triumphs. And it's a story of transformation and grace. And it's a love story. Love story. Mother and son. And God's love. It's a love story against a backdrop of music. It goes past the science and the mystery. Rex's brain, the juxtaposition of extreme disability and genius, to a bigger mystery, which is that of life and what it is to truly live. Now Rex swims, he bikes, he skis, he loves to travel, and does so all over the world, meeting new people and playing some pretty amazing music. To me, Rex's life, his story, his song is of hope. It's of hope. And so I guess the book's to say thank you, God. Thank you, God, for your grace. Thank you, God, for my son, my beautiful son, and all the beauty that I see around me all the time now. There are many labels that you could attach to Rex. Blind, autistic, musical genius, savant. But somehow they don't stick. Because he's all of it and none of it. Because he's just Rex. Just Rex.